This college football week 7 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and Arizona. From boosted parlays to in-game odds on every major sport, WynnBET has what you need to win. Sign up today to receive a $1,000 risk-free sports bet. Download the WynnBET app now or visit wynnbet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by PropSwap, America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Check out the new PropSwap.com and use promo code SGP on your first deposit to receive up to $500 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Prediction Strike. Prediction Strike is the only performance-based sports stock market where you can buy and sell shares of professional athletes. Use promo code SGP to receive a free athlete share with your first deposit of $20 or more. And of course, don't forget to download the SGPN app, your home for all of our free picks and podcasts.
Long Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer dog?
I just college football, baby. The fade 6-pack strategy. I feel like I missed on which ones to fade. None of us did well somehow.
No,
even though I was full blown declaring war on Colby and his 6-pack, he brought Meisterbrow to the party. No one else wants to drink Meisterbrow. You can't then drink the good stuff because you brought the 6-pack of Meisterbrow. Colby made us pick UConn UMass. I will never forget that. I will never forget that.
Joining us via remote, Colby Dant, aka the Dant to base. What's happening, Colby?
That UConn game still just look 10 minutes into that thing. I was like, why did I lock this? I put it on there. I feel like just for humor. I'm just going to go ahead and say that one was just one we had to play.
Jokes on everyone. Well, the database sound effect isn't there. Our iPad, RIP. We'll see. The iPad is jacked up, so maybe we'll have to do an acoustic for the Colby Dant to base sound effect. Yeah. UConn was in the mix there. Not an amazing week for any of us, really. Kind of all over the place. Although you and Colby both above 500 for last week. I was below 500. I'm still above 500 for the year. Colby still almost 61% against the spread. My bonus locks are at 60%, but Kramer's regular locks a whopping 71%. 0% on the teases. A blind spot there.
Ka-ching. We don't have the board. I'll help out.
I'm hitting my teases at 33%. Dogs outright winners at 33%. So, we're still getting you paid, but not the best week coming off that week 6. Weird week 6. Ryan did go 4-0 in the top 25. So congratulations, Ryan. You're going to say something, Colby?
I mean, he got that Red River reach around. That game, I should have covered that, guys. They run the ball to get in field goal position. They have like a 40-yard touchdown run. I mean, what a bad beat.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a bad beat. Oklahoma, once they got rid of that dud, Spencer Rattler, they were off to the races, easily covering that -3. Where are we at with Spencer Rattler? Is he going to get drafted, Colby? What is his career at Oklahoma over?
Yeah, he's going to be transferring to Oklahoma State or something soon, right? I mean, we have that ticket still, guys. Can we throw that thing up on PropSwap for a penny right now?
I can't. He was the odds-on favorite to start the year. I get it. Lincoln Riley is the absolute Sherpa, but tough look.
Tough look indeed. Ole Miss, man. I don't know. What does it take to get a crooked clock operator down in SEC? I thought that was their bread and butter. Some home cooking on the clock operator. Accidentally left the second on. Arkansas gets the touchdown and then can't even send it to OT. That was really, really annoying. So you guys covered on that, but I felt like I should have had that. Come on, Ole Miss, take that second off the clock. You're at home, and then obviously the huge result of Alabama losing outright. Colby, when does the database's top 25 come out, and will Alabama be in the top 25?
Yes, they will be in the top 25.
Top 10.
But look, they only fell 4 spots when they lose to a team that
unranked
has been bad all year. Kudos to Texas A&M. I shit on them last week. They played great, but I got them in the 6-pack for a reason this week, guys.
Yeah, unranked team taking down Alabama. Awesome. I mean, we'll get into it when we pick the games, but man, feels like you have to fade Texas A&M coming up.
Well, and just the premonition, right? Jimbo called his shot. Even that wasn't enough.
Yeah, he talked a bunch of trash and delivered. You rarely see that going up against Alabama.
He overcame the former assistant curse. There's a lot of things that toppled. I mean, it's. I would say 2 things happened that were greater than Gatorade being dumped on his head. He called his shot against Saban and he hit it. That dude, I mean, he is smoking cigars in College Station at each one of whatever house he wants to go in.
Oh man. Yeah. That guy is, he's just an outright legend. Will not have to buy a drink, for a very, very long time.
He's gonna wrap up a contract extension soon.
Oh
right?
yeah. You send your agent in right away. That's, right when they're storming the field. That should be like the agent storming the athletic director's office, waiting to get that contract ready to go. And the college football subreddit tweeted out a fun stat: active win streak. UMass 1, Alabama 0. A new day in college football has emerged. Powerhouse UMass and Alabama not looking good. I mean, we were crazy for picking UConn as a road favorite, Colby, but you know, I guess if this game ever happens again, I'll learn my lesson on that one. Let's get to the games. We are going to be breaking down a ton of college football games. All these lines courtesy of the presenting sponsor of the Sports Gambling Podcast and Podcast Network, and that, of course, is WinBet. That's right. They're active in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Tennessee, and Virginia. Again, the excitement of Win Las Vegas in the palm of your hands. They even have casino play as well. Of course, in-game wagering, all sorts of any sort of sport you want to get down on. WinBet has you covered. They have a bunch of sweet promos, odds, parlays, in-game wagering. They got it all. And head over there today. Sign up today. Risk-free $1,000 bet. That's right. Just go to winbet.com, WINNBET.com, or download the Win. All right, let's get to it. Let's crack open the Colby Dant 6-pack. Navy heads down to Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis laying 10.5 in Memphis. This is a Thursday night special. For me, this is easy. I mean, I was wrong to doubt to one of the service academies last week. Not going to do it again here. Navy on
God bless. Come on, Sean.
Navy on a short week. I mean, are you preparing for a triple option on a Thursday night? Just seems like a recipe for disaster. Give me Navy plus 10.5. Colby, you have your pulse on the on this Navy football program. Are you riding with them again this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, look, last week they didn't get. I said on the morning show, if you tuned in for the College Football Experience morning show on Saturday, to take it on the money line. Well, it was 24-24 in the fourth against SMU.
Live dog, yeah.
Yeah, SMU got the win, but they were a heavy dog in that game. So Memphis has the 116th best defense in the country, guys. You know what that means? On 3 days rest after a bad loss to Tulsa, Navy's actually good. Like I said before, like their yardage. I understand they only have one win, but the yardage represents them being a good offense. And I think they're a better team. I think they just had a tough schedule. So I just think they're the flat out better team. Give me the midshipmen down there in the Liberty Bowl.
Are we chasing? Are we just trying to be good Patriots?
No, it's about a triple option team playing them on a short week. I'd love to see the actual numbers on it, but I mean, you need a full week to get used to playing the option.
I understand. I get that, and you're probably right. But I'm going to take Memphis. I'm going to be contrarian because I think everyone saw Navy just cover against a team that could put up some points, and they expect to do the same here. Going contrarian, going against America. Give me the Tigers.
Wow, Ryan, you're a maniac. Texas A&M heads to Columbia, Missouri, where the Aggies coming off a massive win, laying 8.5. Total sits at 60.5. I mean, I was all over basically whoever plays Texas A&M. Again, I don't know if they have the stats, but storming the field victories, taking the other team the following week. And this Texas A&M team wasn't a great team to begin with. And now they have this, confident, huge, program changing, or just, I mean, one of the bigger wins for the Texas A&M Jimbo Fisher era. And now they go on the road. And I mean, massive letdown opportunity against the Missouri Tigers. I'm all over Missouri plus 8.5. Is there any way to look at this otherwise, Colby?
No, I mean, look, I called this one in the preseason. I said, I didn't have A&M beating Alabama, but I thought, hey, in Columbia, Missouri, tough place to win. Missouri's been a weird team this year. It's hard to get a pulse on them. However, A&M is not that good of a football team. Yes, they played they played a great game on Saturday, but if you go back, they barely beat a horrible Colorado team. They lose to Arkansas, and I just, this is a bad spot for them. They've been partying all week. I am a bit concerned about Missouri's run defense. It's horrible, but I think if you load the box and make A&M beat you in the air, I don't think they can. Give me Missouri in the points. Sprinkle some on the money line.
Very unique situation to have a team have such a massive program shifting win happen in a situation where they were kind of left for dead. As Colby pointed out, they really struggled to do anything against most teams. I would imagine that the entirety of the roster, like if you're third string, you're still cashing in on this pussy onslaught, because I would imagine if you're on this team, you're being allowed to party. You're probably not going to class, and I doubt you're focused on this horrible trip you have to take up to Missouri this week. So yeah, everything you guys said. Let me add one last piece of data. 86% of the tickets, Sean, but only 50% of the dollars coming in on Texas A&M. That tells me what squares coming in on the road. Chalk here. Let's take the dog.
Break out the fiddle. We're going square dancing. Feel free to use that. Arizona State heads to Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Utes, a home dog, a rare home dog situation for Utah, +1, +100 on the money line. Total sitting at 51. Kramer, I'll let you start here. What do you like?
I mean, Utah as a home dog is interesting. It's always interesting, but Utah just had a huge win, right? Do we factor that in at all? The fact that they just took USC to the wood. How do you say it? They got off the schneid by taking USC to the woodshed. And I think in this situation, I don't know what Arizona State, when I saw that you wanted to pick this game, Colby, it irritated me because I think as a program, we don't pick the Pac-12 well. You're steering us down the path of a difficult situation here because I think you're putting me, I think what you're signaling is you're going to be taking Arizona State here. I hope not, because I'm on Utah. They're the better team. Utah, you always take as a home dog. So tell me why you like Arizona State, Colby.
I'm on the Utes, man.
Yeah, let's go
all day here. Look, in Salt Lake City, like I think the home field environment, perhaps in the Pac-12, and Arizona State coming up there, I don't know what they are. That UCLA win looks good, but I think the Utes made a statement with that game down there in LA at the Coliseum, and I just think in general when they play in Salt Lake City, they're always well coached, great special teams. Give me the Utes +1. And once again, I mean, obviously sprinkle some on the money line, but I just think another thing is I'm money picking the Pac-12. That was my best conference last year at ATS.
Well,
not me.
And Utah always good at home. It is a night game. It is a 7:00 kick out here on the West Coast, so that's even a better opportunity for Utah. And Arizona State, I think, is set up for a letdown here. And Utah normally very good against the spread at home. 17-13-1 since 2016, but actually 0-2 this season so far. So I think they're due for a little course correction. I like how they've played, and yeah, massive win against USC, nice win at home against Wazoo. They had that really brutal game, that tough loss against San Diego State. But other than that, these last couple games they've played pretty well in conference play here. So I like them to get another Pac-12 win for the Utes.
Last time they played, Utah won 21-3 in Salt Lake City. So
pretty shocked to see how much money is coming in on Arizona State. So Utah will be a unpopular home dog. It looks like.
Oh, really? Okay, nice. Yeah, to me it felt like kind of an obvious spot for them. I mean, I get why you would like Arizona State, but Utah at home, especially at night, that it's such a great situation. All right, we're gonna get to the second half of the six pack. Before we do, want to shout out PropSwap.com, America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Use that promo code SGP, and on your first deposit, PropSwap will double it up to $500. Double the cash means double the odds, and I'm saying double a lot because it is the MLB playoffs. This is
doubles. I like it.
Yeah, this is a great time to get involved over at PropSwap because all these guys that are sitting on, and mostly guys, they're all sitting on these futures, right? To win the NL, to win the AL, to get to the World Series. I guess that would be the same ticket, but there's a bunch of future tickets out there, and maybe they threw like $100 long shot on the Red Sox winning the AL. If you think they're going to win this series or win the AL pennant, that's now they're probably trying to hedge out. So a lot of good hedge opportunities to buy, and a lot of good opportunities to sell as well. Of course, that's where you go to buy and sell. Head over to the brand new PropSwap.com or download the PropSwap app. It's where America goes to buy and sell sports bets. Pittsburgh laying 5.5 as they head to Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, a home dog after another disappointing loss by the Hokies. Plus 170 on the money line. Ryan, what are you doing here?
I mean, why are you coming to me first? This is ridiculous.
All right, Colby started off.
I don't want to. I mean, like,
They lost by 3 points at home to Notre Dame. Was that a dream crushing loss for them, or are they gonna get up for Pittsburgh? Why? I mean, this number does feel a little high for me at 5.5. Where are you at, Colby?
I mean, this game reeks. It reeks. I don't understand it. Why would they be a 5.5 point favorite? I mean, Pitt lost to Western Michigan just a few weeks ago, and that was at Pitt. I mean, look, I went back since 2003. So Pitt and Virginia Tech played a lot of times. Obviously, they used to be in the Big East. They've only won once in Blacksburg, and that was so. I mean, I don't understand how they're a 5
was
point
that 2003 Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, and
was
even
that
like that, and even with that, only once, and that was a 7 point game. So it's like, why would they be favored by 5 and 5.5 points? I don't even understand how they made that line. It makes no sense to me. It almost scares me off of it because it just doesn't make any sense to me. So no, I'm taking Virginia Tech, but I am cautious because it's like, why? If I had to set that line, I would have done like Virginia Tech -2
on a neutral site. Pittsburgh is 8.5 points better.
That seems crazy, but that Virginia Tech not great against the spread, 3-7 in their last 10. They seem to just kind of disappoint, but usually it's as a favorite or a small dog. This is a pretty big underdog for that, or like a pretty big dog spot for them at home. Like, when was the last time they were 5.5 point home dogs, not against like a Clemson?
It's certainly not a team like Pittsburgh, who can be Jekyll and Hyde away from home. I think, to answer your question, Colby, this has everything to do with the fact that the Pittsburgh quarterback is getting some Heisman buzz, some hey, this guy's pretty fucking good buzz. And at the end of the day, this is a situation. Sean, you asked if the Dream Crusher happened last week.
Yeah.
The reason the Dream Crusher didn't happen last week is because the Fuente team doesn't dream. They don't. I think it's one. There's literally no goal. There's no plan.
They don't have any dreams.
Last week was the ultimate Fuente loss. It's just the way that he loses games. He finds ways to give enough back and take the foot off the gas enough. I think in this case, I don't know, enamored with a new toy. Burmeister can't help but get hurt. That's why the spread is what it is. Who knows who's going to be playing quarterback for Virginia Tech? The kid from Texas who was running the ball a little bit, Berkman or whatever. He can't throw the ball from what I can tell. The other transfer that might come in and throw the ball. I mean, is Burmeister going to be able to play? He couldn't really throw the ball. I think that's what you're dealing with here. Now, strangely, I think this is when Fuente's at his best. Fuente, for whatever reason, is really good at the, hey, we're being disrespected angle. He's really good at getting his team to rally. And I think in the last game, the reason they lost to Notre Dame wasn't because of the defense, in my opinion. It was because of the offense. The defense did a pretty good job adjusting to a quarterback who came in, got hot. They cooled him off. The offense just left too many points on the field. Fuente's a fucking offensive coordinator, and his offense has always let him down. He's a quarterback guy. Andy Dalton, Paxton Lynch. Wow. Fucking genius. Guru. Can't figure out the quarterback position. Hendon Hooker is gone. Quincy Patterson's gone. Would have loved to have one of those guys. They were more durable, at least. I don't know what it is. At some point you make your own luck. And the injury situation with these quarterbacks is all around the fact that he wants them to run around like fucking idiots. None of them can throw the goddamn ball. Hendon Hooker could throw the ball. He's on Tennessee now. This guy is the worst. I don't know what the plan is. So yeah, I'll take the points because that's ridiculous. Pittsburgh shouldn't be laying this many points in Blacksburg. It is a little bit earlier in the day, but I don't know. This will
they play Enter Sandman, right?
They always come on, Sean. Don't be disrespectful.
All right. Disrespectful asking whether or not
do you say your fucking grace when you go to church? Yeah. When you come to Lane Stadium, you pray to the fucking Church of Sandman.
Tech plus 5.5. I'm on it, but again, it feels weird. Like this line still doesn't make sense to me that they're 5.5 point home dogs. I mean, at worst, this should be a pick 'em. It seems crazy. Maybe there's something else we're missing. Heading down to Norman, Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming off a massive win against Texas in the Red River rivalry rodeo. Oklahoma laying 11.5 minus 450 on the money line. TCU coming to the town plus 340 dogs. 65.5 is the total. Geez, Colby, what am I mean, I don't know if it's been officially announced, but there's no way they can start Spencer Rattler again. I assume this is Caleb Williams' team. I mean, after you take over and help the team come back from behind and take down Texas, you have to win the starting job there. Maybe they just transfer over Spencer's NIL money. I don't really know how that works, but what do you make of this Oklahoma team? I think maybe they light it up against TCU, and that Caleb was that spark to really unlock or uncork the Lincoln Riley offense. Where are you at, Colby?
I think Oklahoma's the luckiest team in college football.
Oh, here we go.
Well, that's because you were on Texas.
I mean, well, look, I kudos to them for getting it done in the Red River reach around, but I think in general, like this team has been very fortunate all year, whether it was Tulane, whether it was K-State, all this stuff. I just feel like this team's due for a loss. And I think right now they're thinking, hey, we just won that game. What better time? And especially you're talking about Gary Patterson, defensive coach against a quarterback potentially getting his first start. I like TCU. The last time they played in Norman 2 years ago, Oklahoma got a very fortunate spot on a 4th and 1 to win that game. It was a very close game. Give me TCU to cover this one. Oklahoma's they're gonna fall at some point this year. They're not good enough.
That sounds personal. I think we have to caution the list. There's something personal going on here. You're a Lincoln Riley guy, Colby. What's up,
dude? How many times can you see a top 5 team win by 4, by 3, by 6? You know what I mean?
It is funny that they're ranked 4th overall. I mean, I would be surprised if the database top 25 as Michigan State higher than Oklahoma, but I think this is just a Oklahoma get right game, confidence through the roof, offense firing on all cylinders. You know, Stone when Labanowitz, when he was on our show, he was pointing out that maybe there's some aspects to the playbook that they were saving to unleash later on in the season. and that he was when the fans were calling for Caleb that they were gonna he was really gonna let his boy Spencer go to town. But I think maybe he knows Spencer Rattler isn't the guy, and now is his chance to really unleash the offense. I think Oklahoma rolls in a big way. Give me Oklahoma minus 11.5. Kramer, sounds like you might be with me.
Yeah, and it also very clearly the offense just looks more like an Oklahoma offense with him playing quarterback. And I think we'll probably, to Colby's point, I think Gary Patterson is a clever defensive mind, and maybe he can turn him over a little bit. I think the problem is that Oklahoma, last week I guess was the breakout game. But if they apply that level of offense to this matchup, I understand slightly better defense, but I think they still could play some bully ball here. And I wonder if my national championship pick of Oklahoma is going to, speaking of stock and prop swap, maybe I need to go over and buy some Oklahoma juice, because maybe the Caleb Williams experiment is all that they needed to get over the top. By the way, this is an absolute poster child for why maybe the NIL stuff is going to calm down really quickly, because imagine if you spent all that money on Spencer Rattler. Is he even an NFL? He's nothing.
But I would say this:
he's nothing.
The people that are throwing that money around to Spencer Rattler, they don't need the money, and
right.
He probably got a bunch of tickets, and probably it was really awesome for 5 weeks to say like Spencer Rattler's endorsing my beef jerky. So I don't think it's like dollar for dollar the greatest investment of all time, but I think the guys that are really throwing the big money don't really care.
Yeah, and didn't he sponsor like a vegan company? People in Oklahoma don't like that. All right.
that there is something that I know. I was wearing the soy, what the fuck does the shirt say? Soy boy.
Yeah.
The soy boy shirt last night. But it is a tough look for the vegan movement when your poster child quarterback is just an absolute bust. Caleb Williams eats meat. And if he does, someone like Omaha Steaks or someone needs to get in there. Some meat company needs to get in there and just be like, I don't know.
It's like when Miller Lite sponsored Taylor Heineke, which again may have been a little bit of a not the greatest endorsement deal, but again Heineken had their chance, they missed out.
Lay the points.
Ole Miss laying 3 as they head down to Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee at +130, home dog. Kind of interesting here because as you pointed out, Kramer, Hendon Hooker can throw the football. They can put up some points. Just dropped 45 on the Gamecocks last week. So this Tennessee offense, no slouch of their own. Ole Miss coming in after a kind of crazy game against Arkansas where they eked out a 52-51 game, 52-51 lead or victory. I don't know. To me, man, this Ole Miss team, I think they are the better team, but are they 3-point road favorite better? Colby, are you a little worried? The Matt Corral ticket still hanging around +200, +180. It's still him and Bryce Young neck and neck, but some of these other guys are closing in on them. Are you going to consider listing the Matt Corral ticket on prop swap?
I'm going to ride it at least for another couple of weeks. I want to see how this turns out. I still think they'll be successful from a yardage standpoint against Tennessee's defense. However, how about Tennessee, man? Kudos to Josh Heupel getting it going. And look, everyone will come at the Big 12 for the scoring. The SEC is the new Big 12, as you saw with that Ole Miss Arkansas game last week. I think Tennessee's going to move the ball all over Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin, remember he was a one and done at Tennessee. They hate him there. This is his first head coaching job going back there. He was the OC of Bama when they played Tennessee, but as a head coach, this is his first trip back to Knoxville. I think the place is going to be lit. This is kind of like that TCU Texas Tech play I did last week. I just feel like, hey, ever since they switched from Joe Milton to Hendon Hooker, this offense has been moving. Give me the Vols in an upset special.
Yeah, Kramer, where are you at with this one?
I think you guys are overvaluing what we saw last week with Tennessee. At the end of the day, Lane Kiffin's locked in to just if nothing else, he's getting his boy invited to the Heisman ceremony, which means stats on stats. Tennessee is going to let up points here. I just think Ole Miss is a much better team. I mean, we talked about Tennessee in the offseason about a dumpster fire this, dumpster fire that. It pisses me off that Hendon Hooker's having some success. Again, why are you letting these guys fucking go? The guy he chose Tennessee dumpster fire program over Virginia Tech and you, Justin Fuente. Think about that. But yeah, I'm still taking Ole Miss. I don't think. I mean, that was a hell of a game. I don't think Arkansas is anywhere near the dumpster fire level of Tennessee. And again, I think we're overvaluing recency. The last thing I'll say, I know that it's scary to lay 3 on the road, but I don't. The money is coming in on Tennessee as well.
Okay, yeah, I mean that was kind of
that's the part
that's the last thing that sways me. The line is just fishy. I do think Ole Miss is the better team. I do like them to get the outright victory, and if I think both those things, I may as well have them to cover the -3. I mean their defense is dog shit, but I think they could put up like 60 on Tennessee. Tennessee's defense little suspect, so yeah, I'll ride with Matty Corral and Lane one more time. I mean, is there anything to the Lane coming back to Tennessee, or have we gotten that out of our system?
Oh, I think I feel like he'll care.
Yeah,
Lane Kiffin seems to be way aware of the shit that's off the tangential shit to coaching.
Well, I wasn't aware of the 6 points I was laying last week with my lock, Ryan, because they gotta talk to that clock operator. You can't bring that clock operator back next week.
I think the clock operator, much like the scene in 2 for the Money where he's going for a jog in the park and the gentleman who wagers lots of money from Puerto Rico comes over and pisses on him.
I mean, come on, I mean, how's he gonna walk around town? Everyone's gonna be pissed at that guy. His stock is plummeting. Speaking of stock, you want to get involved in a sports stock market? You can with PredictionStrike.com. This is when I heard about Prediction Strike, I was like, oh yeah, audience will be all in on this. Robinhood and WinBet, almost as if they had a baby, combine a sports book with a stock market. And it's really fun. You sign up over at PredictionStrike.com, use that promo code SGP, you get a free athlete share with your first deposit of $20 or more. Again, so a guy like Spencer Rattler obviously would have been he would have wanted to get rid of him. I don't know if you can short athletes on Prediction Strike. I've only bought them so far, but again, it's fun. You can buy, sell, hold shares of your favorite players, just like you would real stocks. They go up and down based kind of on their fantasy performance. Make sure you head over to PredictionStrike.com or download the new Prediction Strike app. Use that promo code SGP. Kramer, top 25 games. Oklahoma State heads down to Austin, Texas. Texas laying 5.5. Colby, where's this Texas program at? Are they going to be able to get up for this Oklahoma State game, or are they going to be too distraught that they got the bad end of the stick on the rivalry?
I think there's life with this program right now, and I think if they could play Oklahoma again in the Big 12 championship if they take care of business here. OK State though quietly having a great year despite not really passing the eye test in my opinion. I'm on Texas. I'm laying the points. But yeah, I just think Texas flat out better team. Oklahoma State, they got fortunate against Boise State. I thought they got fortunate against Tulsa. I liked, OK State, but come on, like this, I think Texas is just going to be able to really move the ball in this defense.
Kramer, where are you at? Where's the psychology of this Texas program?
We said, boy, if there's one program that's really going to take this and use it as bulletin board material, it's going to be Oklahoma State. Not only are they being fucked by in-state rival Oklahoma, but obviously everyone hates Texas. We love our guy Gundy to lean into that kind of shit, right? We're the blue collar working class. Texas rolling into town. Come at me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I think the Sark situation is working out as well as it could have. But I think we're getting to the point now where people are starting to see it. People saw them score all the points. People think they're going to probably just like you, Colby, like Oklahoma State. How many people who watched that Texas game last week have even watched Oklahoma State play? I think this is going to be a strange, scrappy game. And I absolutely think this is a letdown spot.
Yeah.
I think if there's one thing if there's one thing that I know about Steve Sarkisian, he does not know how to recover from a hangover quickly. And
he doesn't get a hangover because he's a clinical alcoholic.
Sorry, it's a medical condition. Yeah, I mean, I think last thing, like to put in the money percentages. Sean, 98% coming in on Texas. So,
all right, let's go. Let's fade the public. Give me OK State.
It's early, but
I think here's what's going to happen though. I mean, imagine if Texas gets out to a big lead, like they're up 14 points. And then Oklahoma State gets a touchdown, starts coming back. That gets in your players' heads, and I think the psychology of letting a lead slip away like that. I mean, the seniors on this team, that would have made their college football career, taking down the Oklahoma there. So
and it probably made maybe some of the veteran players wonder, hey, maybe a little less gas and just a touch of the brakes.
Yeah, their gas brake balance is way off. Give me Oklahoma State plus 5.5. Kentucky heads down to Georgia, Athens, Georgia. Georgia laying 23.5. Man, I mean, I get why you could talk yourself into taking Kentucky, and 23.5 points with this Kentucky team. They're so good. But didn't we already go through this with what was it, Arkansas a couple weeks ago? Like Georgia's defense is just amazing. Now I know they haven't played amazing teams, but Arkansas was pretty good, and Kentucky, man, great year so far for Kentucky, and I've been doubting them a number of times. I feel like I've picked against them a decent amount, but Georgia's defense is just they've let up 33 points in 6 games. Now, granted, again, the competition hasn't always been there, but they're averaging like 5 points a game, and their offense is looking pretty good regardless of who's at quarterback. They can run the ball down anyone's throat. Should have locked them up last week on the road against Auburn. Now they're back at home. I don't know, Colby. What am I missing? I mean, Georgia is just head and shoulders the best team in the country right now.
I think the Iowa Hawkeyes are. They got a better resume. The defense is right there with them.
I mean, Colby, as much as I appreciate you not wanting to crown, it's hard for me to look past the Georgia defense, because I think if they played Iowa, it would be one of these games where we understand which team came from the north and in the middle of the country, and which team came from SEC land.
But it matters where they would play.
Well, of course, but it wouldn't be at home for Iowa, and that's the problem. I think Georgia could travel a bit better than Iowa. Iowa at home, probably I'm with you. Maybe they can beat anyone in the nation on that turf down there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think
I'm just saying based on resume.
You're crazy.
Look, Iowa's beaten Iowa State. They've beaten Penn State. They've beaten Indiana, and they've blown those teams out for the most part. So yes, Georgia's look great, but what, Clemson's your best win or Auburn?
Auburn. I'll give you that, but I mean, again,
Arkansas was in a decent spot coming into that game. I mean, probably a little bit overrated, but they beat them 37-0.
No, they look great. I'm not saying they don't look great. I'm just saying Iowa's resume right now is pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, if you were putting together a resume, Iowa has played better teams, so it would be easier to put that together. But just eye test
dominance.
I mean, at Penn State, if they don't lose their quarterback, I don't know if Iowa wins that game. So I'm going Georgia minus 23.5. Colby, I'm assuming you're taking Kentucky in the points. It sounds like you like them here.
I mean, I'll take the points. I think Georgia's going to roll them. Give me a 28-7 final score.
Yeah. So you think they're still going to cover, they're going to win, but 23.5 too much.
Yeah. And Georgia looks great. Like I said, Georgia, Iowa right now, sign me up for that national championship.
That will be great if Iowa can get into the college football playoff. That'll be fun.
I think let's remind everyone that Stoops only needs to win 7 games. So he's pretty far along with 6. And as much as I think the fact that this is being dubbed a matchup between 2 undefeated teams is creating a weird situation where there is value in Georgia, because people are like, are you serious? You're going to give me Kentucky catching almost 24 points? I might take that. They got a chance this year. And when I looked at the money, it validates that, Sean, early in the week, but this is a big matchup. This game is getting more action than most, and Kentucky is coming in with 60 to 65% of the tickets and the cash. So I don't mind betting on a defense that is holding teams to a low enough score to where it might not, like Georgia might only need to score 38 points here. I don't think they'll have a problem putting up 38 points. They might only need to score 35 points here. Maybe the way to play this is take the Kentucky team total under.
What is that going to be at?
I mean, let's see what's the so the total is what we can do a little math real quick. The total is 44.5.
Oh man.
And you have a 24 point spread. So 34-10.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just riding with the Georgia minus 23.5. Let's go, baby.
Over under 10 points for Kentucky.
I would take the under. I mean, they're just destroying teams right now, and I don't see any reason it's going to change.
Do you like that
at home?
Do you like that better than laying the points?
I don't mind laying the points because I think they just wear teams out, and 28-0 is a reasonable score for me. This
good time to remind you, I did go 4-0 in top 25 picks last.
Top 25 expert over here.
You know that's true.
UCF heads to Cincinnati, Ohio, where Cincy's laying 21. Wow. UCF plus 800 dog coming the other way. I mean, Cincinnati looking great this season, 5-1 against the spread the last 6. The spread opened at 16 all the way up to 21. Oh man. I mean, UCF tough spot here. You got the backup Mikey Keene going on the road against that Cincinnati defense. Not a recipe for success, but is the number big enough to warrant taking Cincinnati? And certainly we've missed the best part of the number here, picking it at 21. If you wanted to take Cincinnati, Colby, where are you at?
I think you got to take UCF, but I mean, this is a tough one to handicap here. I think UCF in the points, it is the play because Cincinnati, I don't know how much points they can score. Now, yes, UCF's defense hasn't been amazing over the years, but I do think it's improved from a season ago. And I think they'll have their opportunity to stay in this game a little bit. And Gus Malzahn, he has Malzahn magic. He can do some crazy stuff here. Watch out for a HB toss pass or an onside kick or something. Give me UCF plus 21.
Kramer, where are you at?
It's just everything's worrisome, right? Like laying 21 when I could have laid 16 early in the week.
Missing key value.
Oh, I've said it. UCF, I see it. I get it. The money coming in all over Cincinnati, but this Cincinnati team's on a mission. And I've been on Cincinnati just about every week this year. And I'm going to be on Cincinnati again, because again, this team's on a mission. This coach is going to land a fucking sweet gig. And he realizes that he might have a chance to leave on a playoff note. No one's going to be mad at him when he leaves Cincinnati with what he's done to that program if he gets him to the playoff.
Yeah.
And it creates this perfect situation where if they're almost happy for him. A little bit of the Urban Meyer Utah thing, although it turns out he was a piece of shit, and maybe Lou, hopefully he's not quite the piece of shit. But I think again, the beauty contest is real. The committee is subjective, and this Cincy team needs to roll every week. Absolutely roll. And so I think they roll. I'll lay the points. Staying chalky right now.
Yeah, I think your angle about them needing some style points, I think really does matter, especially if Notre Dame ends up losing a couple games and that ends up being their best win. Like if Notre Dame's a 4-loss team or 3-loss team, that doesn't look good on Cincinnati. So you can at least point to they beat UCF by 40 points. That certainly helps. And you're right. I think they are going to be aware of that. So I'll take Cincinnati minus 21. And Mikey Keene struggled to score against East Carolina's defense. So I think Cincinnati could have a field day. I think the turnovers, maybe even a defensive touchdown, enough to keep them in this game.
If we had the X-Files music, Sean,
yeah,
I would say this: what better way to sneak your way into the playoff, into an exclusive club that you may not be normally invited to, than to show up with a 10-2 ATS record, show up with a record that mainstream media, we talk about this now, right? Power rankings matter, right? We talk about the reason Alabama stays high up because they would still be favored over these teams.
Yeah.
Well, one way to boost your power ranking number is blow the door off of these teams and make it so they have to make you 40-point favorites against conference foes. You walk into a situation where you've made those committee members money because they're fucking gambling. You know that.
No, come not the committee, Ryan. Come on.
And
The invitational.
I'll tell you this: Cincinnati will find a way into the playoff if Cincinnati is 9-3 or better against the spread. They're
Imagine
in the playoff.
Cincinnati and Iowa in the college football playoff.
Love it.
You would have to call it a playoff then, Colby. We got to wager that if Cincinnati and Iowa are in it, you can no longer call it an invitational.
Well, it depends if Coastal Carolina is undefeated or some of these other teams out there, buddy.
But just Cincinnati and Iowa. Just Cincinnati and Iowa. If they both make it, it goes back to be calling a playoff. Come on, lay that with me. That's a fair bet.
No, I can't, dude. I like what you're trying to do here. You're trying to trap me into this. No, it's not, because you're still picking random teams. And look, I don't know that who would win right now if Coastal Carolina and Cincinnati played. Have you guys been watching this Coastal Carolina team?
They've been good. Settle it on the field. Let's go. Arkansas heads down to Starkville, Mississippi to square off against Mississippi State. Hail State is a plus 575 dog, catching 17 points against Alabama. I mean, I just feel bad for Mike Leach. Sometimes you're walking down the street and just turn the corner and you go right into a buzzsaw. Alabama coming off a loss here. Saban is going to have them just chomping at the bit here. And they haven't looked great on the road. I mean, that Texas A&M game aside, they've kind of been sleepy. Even again, you saw it a little bit against Florida. I think they just turn it on and destroy Mississippi State. I just don't see them not. But maybe there's something truly wrong and tragic with this team that I'm overlooking. But Colby, where are you at? 17-point road favorites. What are we doing?
Hail State, baby. Give me the 17. I think there's some problems with Alabama. And look, 17 point. Alabama's going to win the game, I think. But give me a 34-21 final score or something. Mississippi State hangs around. It's going to be loud there. It's going to be raucous. And by the way, they're in first place right now in the SEC West. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are.
Don't look now.
Well, let me ask you this, Colby. Why did Alabama lose the game last week, in your estimation?
Well, they had a lot of crazy situations happen, like the kick return for touchdown, the pick in the end zone. It was a number of things.
I feel like the offense let them down.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a perfect storm too, though.
And you talked about this all off season, Colby. Alabama has back-to-back road games. Alabama has back-to-back road games for the first time in a while. Alabama wasn't supposed to lose the first leg of the back-to-back road game. Now,
that is true.
This is a hostile spot. You've suddenly created way more hope with this Mississippi State fan base.
I like that angle.
And I'm going to take you one step deeper. Mike Leach is probably one of the smarter coaches in college football. We've had conversations, very cerebral
Smart
man.
enough to agree to be a guest on the Sports Gambling Podcast.
100% of the time he's playing chess, not checkers. And sometimes it doesn't matter because talent will work it out. But he sees Nick Saban coming off that field, taking the shot to the neck, knowing he's rattled, knowing he's pissed off, knowing that he's extra pissed off that the SEC fucked him with this back-to-back road spot, distracted from the football itself. We've all forgotten. We haven't even mentioned it. The offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien. Everyone assumes you slot in to be the OC at Alabama, everything's going to be fine. Well, what if Bill O'Brien just isn't great? What if Bill O'Brien's still working off that Christian Hackenberg juice at Penn State? What if Bill O'Brien's just a doofus? We laugh at the Houston Texans. It's because of Bill O'Brien. We assume he's just going to be able to coach college kids, slinging the rock around down in Alabama. A lot of pressure. I'm going to say there's cracks here. And if Mike Leach is going to be competitive about one thing, I doubt he wants to lose in an offensive battle to a guy like Bill O'Brien, a Humpty Dumpty motherfucker. I'll keep talking. Don't worry, Sean. A Humpty Dumpty motherfucker like Bill O'Brien. So I think Mike Leach sees an opportunity, much like Jimbo, to lock his shit down with a signature win. Colby, you said it. There's some kinks in the armor here. And again, I think Mississippi State can play a little defense. And I think there are some problems with this Alabama defense. The air raid is coming to fruition in the NFL through the great Cliff Kingsbury. Perhaps it's as a sign.
Ryan, your fiery speech talked me into it. You and Colby both made a bunch of great points. Give me Mississippi State plus 17. Come on.
Hail State. I don't know why I didn't wear the Mississippi State gear today. Probably because I don't have it yet. For some reason, my care package from Coach Leach, it must have gotten lost in the mail. But Hail State. It's going to be lit down there. This was a bad situation for Alabama, and perhaps this is step one to the retirement of Nick Saban.
No, like the idea of them bouncing back, I think is true, but you guys laid out great cases of why Mississippi State is going to get up for this game. And I forgot to mention, it is a night game, 4:00 on the West Coast. So it'll be rocking down in Stark Vegas.
Saban's gonna be scared from that shot he took to the neck on the last game. He's gonna be scared I'm telling you, he's shook. He's rattled. 90% of the cash in tickets on Bama. Okay.
Yeah. Fade the public as well. You know what I'm scared of, Ryan? Losing all of my hair. I already lost some, and I'm going to try and hang on to the rest over at keeps.com/SGP. Discreet packaging, proven results. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. Again, prevention is key. Treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results. So act fast. Convenient virtual doctor consultation and medication is delivered straight to your door every 3 months, so you don't have to leave your home. Doesn't get any better than that. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, just go to keeps.com/SGP to receive your first month of treatment for free. Keeps.com/SGP. Home stretch here. Iowa State, Kansas State in Manhattan, Kansas. The Cyclones laying 6.5 on the road. Kansas State a plus 210 home dog. Total sitting at 51.5. Colby, how say you?
Ride that money line, man. I mean, ride that money line. This is look, Iowa State doesn't normally win in Manhattan. That's just a fact. Ever since Bill Snyder arrived there for the most part. So you go back and look, I want to say, what is it? I think it's like 10 times in a row that maybe even more. I think, you got to go back to 2004. I believe the last time Iowa State won in Manhattan. So why would I change horses midstream? Give me the Wildcats to get this done. This should be a fun one though.
Yeah. Well, at what point is this going to be a disappointing season for Iowa State?
Oh, I think we already got to that point.
Have we?
Maybe I just listened to chirpy Iowa State fans that were, hyping up how this was the year and they were going to do so much and whatever. But and Kansas State is coming off a bye, like a late bye for a team like Kansas State that's decently well coached. I think they're going to be ready to go to take on Iowa State. And Iowa State, it feels like kind of already a little bit of a letdown season. It would be easy to maybe look past this game to their home game against Oklahoma State, look past Kansas State on the road. I like Kansas State's chances here.
I feel like the 6.5 is kind of the tiebreaker for me. They want people to take Iowa State for some reason. I don't know. I think maybe we have a little bit too much love for Kansas State. This number opened 4.5, jumped to 6.5. And all the money's coming in on Iowa State. So I'm going to continue the contrarian run here on the back stretch of the card because I don't know. Again, isn't this like weird road trip spot in the Big 12 to weird road trip spot in the Big 12? Both of these places just seem to be tough for the road teams to come in. So let's roll with it. Plus, I don't know. I've kind of become happy having fun with hating on Iowa State. I don't think I've picked Iowa State once this year.
No, I certainly haven't been all over them as well. Cal heads up to Eugene, Oregon. Oregon laying 13.5. Plus Cal Bears plus 425 money line dog. Total sitting at 55. Colby, what do you make of this Pac-12 matchup?
Pac-12 after dark Friday night action. You gotta love that. I'm on Cal. Look, I mean, we've the last time they played in Eugene, they were with the backup quarterback Devin Modster, and they were winning at halftime. They I think they ended up losing that game, but they kind of just know how to play Oregon. And Justin Wilcox, who's having a tough year right now at Cal, lost a lot of close games this year. I think it'll be another close game. And do I add into the fact that Oregon, yes, hostile environment, but they have some big issues. Like CJ Verdell's out for the year. They've been banged up at other positions. The defense, ever since Andy Avalos left to become the head coach at Boise State, has been kind of dog shit. So I think you take Cal on the points here, despite the crazy environment.
And this is like Colby said, Friday night. I didn't mention that. I don't know. I mean, Oregon certainly is going to be up for this game, coming off a bye week in between that tough loss at Stanford. But it's 13.5 too many points, Ryan? That is the question. Where are you at with this one?
I mean, I think they're looking to get some Oregon money. I think they're expecting Oregon to be the more public side. I would imagine, right? Primetime spot. People, what time's this game kick off, Colby? Like, people are going to be clearly betting it. Like, you have that kind of late night effect.
I believe it's like 6 o'clock. Well, for you guys, 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, but that's for
a
pretty
right
late
now on
window.
the East Coast. It's a 9 o'clock kick, I believe.
So, to me, Cal, you nailed it. Cal knows how to play Oregon. It seems like, and again, the number seems like they're trying to get you to take Oregon. I understand.
I stand corrected, by the way. 7:30. I don't know what I was thinking.
7:30 out here, even later.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to get down on this. I only hate that I'm going against our guy Bo Vice's team.
Oh yeah,
quack. But yeah, I think Cal's the way to play this side. Again, a lot of these numbers. The experts that we are, Sean. We've walked these roads for a decade now. Sometimes you see a number and you're like, oh yeah, they want everyone to bet Oregon, and everyone will bet Oregon.
Yeah, and I think. Yeah, if the line, it sounds weird, but if the line was 14.5, I almost would like Oregon more, because then that would show that they're trying to get Cal money. The fact that they're keeping it at 13.5 means they're trying to get Oregon money, which means the Cal Golden Bears are the play. They've kind of shown up in some primetime spots. I mean, they gave Washington they're all in back in September there, lost in OT. That was a tough one. And tough loss against Wazoo at home, but I think they get up for this game. This is kind of their Super Bowl, I would say, at least for games they have coming up. So yeah, I think you get the best of the Golden Bears. 13.5, a little too high. Give me Cal. Last game of the slate, NC State, the Wolfpack laying 3 as they head up to Boston, Massachusetts to square off against Boston College. Boston College plus 130 on the money line. Ryan, you're shaking your head.
This is ridiculous. No, this isn't a college football game, Colby. They're playing in BC. That's a horrible location.
2 teams perhaps in the ACC, right? Or is it Wake Forest?
Well, I mean, they all have to. That's one division, bro. Yeah, that's one division. The Hokies are still in a pretty good spot to come out of the ACC Coastal. 0 losses, which is more than most teams can say. Come on. It's what you obviously fade NC State, and if you watch ACC football at all, you take Boston College here. This is the weird travel spot we just talked about. This is Manhattan, Kansas, except for it's these
it'll
southern
be a little
teams.
chilly too. It's going to be Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff, and
the vibe is weird up there because it's not really like a college football town at all. So you don't have that energy. But and they play on this fucking gross, like hard old turf field. Like everything about it is just like you're a private school, and your stadium is gross. It's the worst stadium in the ACC by far. I don't know if Colby agrees. It just happens. But at least Syracuse has the weirdness of being a dome and this Carrier Dome thing. Look, I think this is just a weird spot, and this is an NC State team that has looked great. I'm kind of curious. Maybe Colby's about to take NC State, but I think this is an auto fade just based on the location, just based on the fact that they have a second road game against Miami, a team that's probably a little bit more in the crosshairs for no good reason other than it's the U. So yeah, this feels a lot like a spot where they could let down, and I'll take Boston College here, live dog for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm just trying to think of a reason why this isn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Should it be bigger? College are you
plus
worried
3.
about?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, NC State is kind of the better team. I'm just trying to think how much Boston College will get up for this game. Colby, are you with Kramer on the BC plus 3?
No, I'm going to take a shot. Like I think he made great points. I think Kramer made great points, and I took NC State earlier this year against Mississippi State, and they got destroyed. And I just feel like I think they're the best team in the Atlantic from a talent point of view. I think NC State, now that they've already beaten Clemson, I think they're more talented than every other team in that side of the division. This is a huge game. Obviously, Jerkovic is out, the quarterback for Boston College, but the backup played well against Clemson. And I'm going to take NC State. I don't like it. I don't stay away in this one, but yeah, give me NC State. I think they're the better team will win.
We have to suspend Colby for trying. Are you trying to pass a game, Colby?
Colby adding a game on that he says is a stay away. It's an all-time
huge game. I put the huge game there. I mean, that is a gigantic.
I know it is. It is in the huge game spot.
I love Colby's game integrity. No, we got to talk about it. Just like UConn, UMass, big game.
The stat for me that is going to be the difference: 7 interceptions so far this season by the Wolfpack. That's good for 19th in the nation. I think they get a couple picks. That is enough to swing the -3. Give me NC State -3.
I'm impressed that you guys didn't key in on what I said about the better team will win.
I mean, that's why you get the big bucks here, Colby. The analysis like that. Please keep it up.
The team that scores more points will take the game.
Oh man, I really wish I had the Madden drop. That sounds like something right out of his mouth. Okay. Lock, dog, tease, and bonus lock. Kramer, kick things off. What do we got here?
All right. Well, I think to start, there's a couple things you can do in the lock area. One of them is maybe to look at the Missouri game. One of them maybe is to look at Mississippi State. But I'm just going to roll with it because I think this Oklahoma team with the new quarterback is going to roll. Give me Oklahoma back-to-back weeks, locking them up -11.5 for my dog. Look no further. Missouri plus 260. Jimbo, this team, they're going to have a letdown spot. Missouri is a weird team. They randomly show up all the time. You constantly forget they're in the SEC at all. Texas A&M flat spot. Give me the plus 260 for my tees, which you probably shouldn't play. I don't think I've hit a single one. Give me Utah +7, hitting some key numbers there. Give me, so tempted to, you know what? Give me Cal up to 19.5. They're going to play that one nicely. And then we're going to take Cincinnati down to 15. Go through some key numbers there.
Cincy down to 15. And what do you got for the bonus lock, Ryan?
I kind of want to just, you know what? I'll do it. I've been kind of rusty on the bonus locks. I missed fading Coastal Carolina last week. They absolutely were the right side. I'm going to stay on the board for my second one. Yeah. Let's not mess around. Give me Georgia.
Oh, that's what I was going to do. Georgia -23.5. All right. For my lock, I'm just going to take Missouri in the points, get that up to 8.5 feels good. I mean, I like it on the money line as well. Don't want to steal your lock, but I also like Georgia, and that would have been my bonus lock had Ryan not snaked that from me from the bonus lock pile.
You can still take it. We haven't unified streams yet. It could be good luck. Could be a positive karma.
For my
move.
dog, you know what? I'm gonna do OK State. Give me OK State +180. I think there's bad vibes in Texas. Horns down on this season.
Horns down.
For my tees. Ooh man, a lot of fun things you can do here. Do I do Navy up to no? So I'll do Utah up to 7. I like Utah a lot, but especially +7. I like Georgia down to 16.5. They're going to roll. And then, Cincy down to 15 as well. There currently isn't a game line available yet, but as soon as it does, my bonus lock will be Florida State minus whatever. That's right. Florida State minus whatever against UMass is coming off a win.
Wow.
This is the time
So
to
is
fade
Florida
UMass.
State.
Well, that's true as well. What do you think the line will be like? 35?
Mac Brown still winless versus Florida State. That's an amazing fucking nugget. I don't know, man. That is an absolute bonkers spot. I agree with you. UMass coming off a win.
Perfect time to fade UMass. So I think the spread will be what, Colby? If you had to guess, 35 points.
Yeah, give me 32. Florida State minus 32.
Whatever. As soon as it opens, just have your win betting app open and keep refreshing it. Soon as that line is available to my clients, hammer. Colby, what do you got? Lock, dog, tease, and bonus lock.
We are locking up the Navy midshipman plus 10.5 in Memphis in the Liberty Bowl. And while we're at it, what for dog? Well, I guess what's the best value I can get you? Yeah, let's just keep a triple option. Give me Navy on the dog spot too. It was either that or K-State for me.
Sorry, you had hold on. You had what was your lock? I missed that.
Navy plus 10.5. You
love making your lock and your dog. I like your moxie, kid. Lock 10.5, dog plus 300.
And check us out. Fuck it. Let's go for the trifecta here. Give me the teaser with Navy plus 16.5. 16.5 in Navy. Then let's go Missouri up to 14.5. And let's go Utah plus 7.
Yeah. Utah plus 7. That is a Wong teaser dream.
I don't know. I don't know if Wong dabbles in college.
Oh, you're right. It's not quite the same key numbers.
But bonus play here, guys. You got to stay triple option on Thursday. Georgia Southern getting 3 at South Alabama. Sprinkle that money line. We got Tuesday night college football this week too, guys. App State, Lafayette. Get excited.
Lafayette, like the Patriot League?
No, Louisiana Lafayette.
Oh, okay.
But they're
they would get the similar numbers on TV. They rate the same.
That's going to be a 3-star review. Jesus Christ.
What, Lafayette, the football team?
Jesus, Colby, he's going deeper. This is like now it's a 2-star.
Those
Lafayette
are
football.
Lehigh's rivals.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, they have Harvard this week.
Harvard's good. Let me tell you, Harvard's good. They can ball.
All right, so take Harvard laying points against Lafayette. Make sure you subscribe to the College Football Experience and the College Basketball Experience. Drop a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts for your chance to win free gear every Monday, aka Merch Monday. Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Bonus lock. Let's row the boat. Upset alert. Gophers take down Nebraska.
Kramer, let it ride.